Good morning. Welcome to another Feel Good Friday, and today we're looking at the next of the 13 steps, and this is about our best spenders are our best referrals. And if you're in any doubt, what we're going to be covering today is just choosing one thing from the 5 things I'm going to put in front of us. I've kind of picked up a few little facts just yesterday, just to kind of endorse what we're going to be on about today. So do existing customers spend more? Then repeat customers are also more valuable, with them spending 67% more than new customers. A study finds customer service can also improve your acquisition of new customers through positive reviews and word of mouth. And that is really what we're on about today. So in other words, it's just not about how we can basically get a client to refer us more, but it's kind of looking at the psychological element of actually how we can get the clients to actually spend more to begin with. Another fact, this is from LinkedIn, I think, do loyal customers spend more? On average, loyal customers are worth up to 10 times as much as their first purchase. The average repeat customer spends 67% more in their first 31st to 36 months of their relationship with a business than in the first to 6 months. 83% said loyalty programs make them more likely to continue doing business with certain companies. Now, why should that be any different in the world of photography in small business? Yeah, so whether we're a sole trader, one person business, or whether we're running a team of 10, 20 people, again, the mentality and the psychological element is basically what we want to do is impress the client the first time, maximize their spend the first time, so we can keep maximizing their spend and maximizing their referrals beyond that as well, and things really. So with that in mind, I've kind of just put down 5 questions so we can kind of answer it a little bit today. So remember, the whole point of Feel Good Friday is that you just kind of question and then answer one thing rather than lots of things. From week to week, we're trying to improve the business a little bit at a time. And at times when we're trying to do too much at once, we can feel a little bit swamped with what we've got to do. So that's the whole point of these Feel Good Fridays, really, is that you can pick the thing ahead and then basically concentrate on that and kind of achieve that by the end of the following week. So a question that we used to ask each other in studio, specifically in the early days, Debbie and I, when we were running the business by ourselves. And Debbie was a nurse. She then actually went into the sales room for me and everything else with it. And we always used to have this question: why did this client spend more than another client? And we began to unravel the onion, as we called it, to kind of try and understand what made them better spenders than somebody else. And I would say for all small businesses and big businesses alike, the unraveling of the avatar and understanding what they spend or what their potential to spend is absolutely an essential element. Did we treat this client in a different way from the booking process through to the session, from the session to the sales room, and during the sales room itself? Those are the 3 touch points that we would concentrate on to try and understand and unravel why that client was spending more money with us and things really. So we always accepted, once we learned this, I mean, you know, through trial and error, that if we said that 1 in 5 clients, 20% of our clients spends low or nothing, then basically we can accept that. It's not a good thing, but we can accept it and we can move on from it, which then leaves us with the 4 in 5, or the 80%, that we're going to concentrate on trying to maximize their spending power and their experience with us. Now, I've seen a lot of changes in the world of photography, especially in sales, in my kind of almost 4 decades of being involved within photography. And more often than not, the businesses that start to pay more attention to the people who don't spend or spend little are the ones where the businesses are really struggling more and more. Now, we all go through tough times, okay? So We're in a time now with the Ukraine war going on, and basically the cost of living changes and interest rates and so on with it. Okay, it's there. We can't control that controllable. It's completely out of our hands. But what we can do is control everything that we're doing within our business to make that experience for the client much better one, to ensure that they're going to at least think about spending more money with us. So in other words, if you find yourself concentrating more or worrying more about the 1 in 5 clients, the 20% that basically don't spend enough or don't spend anything, then I would ask you for this week just to shift your mentality into the thinking of, you know what, let's see, if I concentrate on these other 4 clients, how will that have a drastic effect? Because I think you're going to shock yourself. So by unraveling the understanding with the client, preparing the client from the very first moment they touch us, social media, website, emails, in person, text messages, whatever that is going to be, we need to make sure that they are fully being touched in the best experience way to enhance ready for the sales room. You know, when we talk about speaking to a family, perhaps leading up to their session, I want to know about them. I want to know about their kids. If mum and dad are both available for a quick chat on the phone when they've booked in, let's get the information from them. Let's understand fully what we're going to be doing. The more we prepare that client to come in to have an amazing experience as such, the potentially reason is they're going to spend more money with us because they're being prepared for it, and they know that I'm investing more time into them and not just treating them like they're on a treadmill going through. So how do I get more clients spending money, full stop? 3 little words: most clients buy. We've talked about that before. So this week, if you can just bring those 3 words in, focus in on a package or a certain product that you want to sell, that makes you the amazing profit, that will completely shift the business change, that feels great value to the client, and it also delivers the profit that you need. If you invest those 3 little words into your business this week, in the sales room this week, 8 a.m. next week, we will sit together and you will basically guarantee say that made a difference. Okay, so if in the sales room and in the preparation of the sales room, even on the first kind of call with the client, preparing them to come in for the session, if you talk about one specific thing, most people buy this, then you will find that it will make a difference to your sales, guaranteed. Why will clients who spend more then refer me more? I totally believe in, by now you've guessed it, the experience. That's why my business group is called the Experience Group, yeah. But the experience is in fact what the client is buying. It's just not the photograph and the frame and the mount or the album or whatever it is. Okay, what they're actually buying from us is the experience and the memory. The photograph is the way that we record the memory, but in fact really what we're doing is putting people together in a space that they will basically remember if we do our job right for a long time. And it's just not about acting the clown and getting great expressions. It's making the client feel special. It's making sure that they understand that we're interested in them. It's ensuring that the clients will make themselves realize that you are just not another photographer. And if we can achieve one of those 3 things or all 3 of those things, then it's the very good chance that client is going to talk about you way more than you can ever imagine, because they've really had something that has, I'm going to use the words, changed their life. And I don't mean that in groundbreaking rules, but in something that you say, in something that you do, the energy that you give to a client can be passed through you to them, and you can inspire them for a very long time to come. And that is our job. Our job is to, okay, take the portrait of the person in front of us. That's physically the job. But in fact, really what we're doing is trying to understand the soul, to look through the eyes, to understand the person a little bit more, and actually try and show that whether it's in an empathy way in the likes of the portrait or not with it. But the clients who we invest that time into, the clients who we give that energy to, they will definitely go away and talk about you, and they will start to refer you to their friends. Now, they're not going to do it just instantly. They might need some prodding, they might need some help, some reminders to actually kind of get them to talk about you, but they will definitely start to talk about you a lot more, especially if you ask them to. So that boils back down to, how do I get clients to refer me more? Ask them. With our experience group, when GDPR changed, we had to change our form to kind of take over from being able to just instantly use their names and so on and so on. So we created a graphic form that they would fill in, or they would be asked to fill in, to give us some idea on basically how their experience was. And the card was put together to teach us, but also to make them think about referring us more and everything else. And there was one little box that we've always had on pretty much any kind of experience card. It would be, would you like to gift a session to a friend? Now, if you have that box and they check it, straight away, you know that they're interested in doing that one thing. So if we can concentrate on that one thing, then the likelihood is they might recommend not one friend, but more than one friend. But unless we put some focus and some energy into that referral scheme, there is no way for us to maximize on it. My kind of mission for my experienced photographers through 23 is to kind of ensure that the likes of sessions coming through their door, 10% of them during the year are generated through either referral or through voucher sales. And that is something, of course, that you can monitor, and you can kind of put some triggers in place to make sure that you are doing your job. You just might be so busy you're forgetting about doing it. So with a little bit of focus, remember, out of these 5 things here, I'm only asking you to choose one for this week to really put in place and to make a difference by next week. And then, why should I stay in touch with past clients? Well, for you, if you haven't got a referral scheme in place, how many of us go out for dinner, for lunch, we buy something, we've registered our information, and basically that the company is saying thank you to us, and we need your valuable feedback and so on with it. Week or so ago, we went to a restaurant called the Giggling Squid, and within 24 hours, we get a kind of a questionnaire about our experiences and so on with it. We guarantee, you know, our kind of go-to going out shopping or whatever it is. If there's a Wagamama's around, as you can tell, we like Asian food, yeah. But if there's a Wagamama's around, we'll drop in there. Now, it doesn't matter that we might go there once a month, you know, 20 times a year, whatever it would be. They are still interested in our feedback in every way. If you ask for it, if you stay in touch with a client, then there's a very good chance they're going to give you an honest feedback, and they're also going to opt in to your referral scheme. By also staying in touch with a client every month, every quarter, every year, you're also reminding them who you are, where you are, and you're their photographer. You don't want them to not think about you. And this is where, if we can just spend, you know, 1 hour per month creating a newsletter, a feel-good factor, some information, a bit of, you know, good news, what's going on and so on with it, something that is short but interesting, there's a likelihood that if you have, let's say, 1,000 clients on your email marketing list, then at least 20 to 30% of those clients will be engaging into that email. And if you think about, if 20 or 30%, that's 200 to 300 people that are already your clients, have already interacted with your brand on that day, you can see that you're giving yourself an opportunity to get that client coming back into us as well with it and things ready. So If you're in doubt, another piece of kind of text that I grabbed the internet yesterday, why should you stay in touch with past customers? They provide invaluable feedback, but they're also the best spending clients. That's what we just saw a minute ago. Clients you've worked with in the past have the best perspective on your services you provide. They know firsthand what it's like to work with you, and they can share insight into your strengths and weaknesses. So why are we not asking for them to get in touch with us and things, really? So I hope you've enjoyed this insight into the 13 steps, as it were, and there's some kind of quick ideas for you to actually stay in touch with your clients. Remember to sign up with the secrets to get some more of an insightful thing through the experiencegroup.co.uk/experience secrets. You can find a link from the Academy site as well within things. So next session, we're going to be looking at session 12 of 13 steps, which is remember money spent is money forgotten. So sell more vouchers with product inclusive. Very apt, in fact, with Black Friday only a few Fridays away and things. Thanks for joining me live.